So what if the real goal wasn't just about finding a job? What if it was about discovering your life's work with a capital W? Author Thomas More asks us to kind of flip the script on this, to stop thinking about just making a living and start thinking about truly making a life. Let's dive into what that really means. So many of us know this feeling, right? That nagging sense that you're just going through the motions, that your spirit has been kind of crushed, or maybe it was never even really let out in the first place. It's this specific kind of quiet dread that can leak from your work life into, well, everything else.
Wow, this quote from the musician Sting just hits you, doesn't it? He was talking about an early job he had, and it is such a powerful image for that zombie-like feeling some workplaces have, where you're just asked to show up, check your soul at the door, and check out. And that is the exact feeling we're going to get into today.
To get a handle on this, Moore reaches back in time to the ancient alchemists. He uses their term, the opus, or the great work. Now, for them, this wasn't just about literally turning lead into gold. It was about something much deeper, the sacred, lifelong process of making a self, of refining the raw material of your own life. So get this isn't about a career change. It's about a life creation process.
And that means the final product, it isn't a resume, it isn't a job title. The final product is you, a unique, well-crafted person. You know, the alchemists even called their opus the art, which makes you the artist, and there is nothing more valuable than that.
So, where in the world do we begin this great work? Well, it all starts by looking at and embracing our own raw material.
Okay, this is such a powerful idea, and it's completely counterintuitive. We're always told to present our polished selves, right? List our achievements. But Moore argues that the prima materia, the essential, raw stuff you need for your life's work, is actually your chaos. It's your failures, your messy history, all your frustrations.
The alchemists even had a name for this first really difficult stage. They called it negrito, or the blackening. It's this process of applying the heat of memory and real reflection to your life, and not turning away when things get dark and messy. It's all about facing the shadow.
And look, this isn't some abstract, ancient idea. The blackening is something we've all felt. It's that feeling of sitting with your wrong turns, your bad choices, those projects you never finished, the weight of expectations that crushed you. It's what Moore calls the stench of bad memories. But here's the crazy part. According to this alchemical wisdom, this dark, messy stuff, that's exactly where the gold is hidden.
Okay, so you're in the middle of all this chaos. How in the world do you find your way through? Well, it turns out you've got a built-in compass, a true inner guide.
This guide is called the daimon. Now, don't get spooked by the name. Just think of it as an inner voice, or a guardian spirit, or even just a unique character that's a deep part of you. It's not a 5-year plan you map out. It's an impulse, a gut feeling, that deep sensation that life wants something specific from you.
And what's so fascinating is how Socrates talked about his daimon. It didn't tell him what to do. It only ever told him what not to do. It guided him by holding him back. You know that feeling, right? When a choice just doesn't sit right in your gut, even if it looks perfect on paper? That's your daimon arc.
And when you listen to that voice, when you're loyal to it, that's how you carve out your unique identity. It's how you develop your personal style. And I don't just mean how you dress. I mean how you think, how you work, how you love. It is the absolute source of your authenticity.
All right, now this great work, it's not some straight, easy path. It's actually more of a balancing act between two really powerful and often opposing forces inside all of us, soul and spirit.
Think of it like this. Soul and spirit pull in completely opposite directions. Soul pulls you down, deep into the earth, into memory, into home, the past. It's that warm feeling of your grandmother's kitchen. It keeps you grounded. Spirit, on the other hand, is what pulls you up towards the sky, into ambition, vision, the future. It's that next promotion you're chasing. And here's the thing, you can't truly thrive without both.
You see this kind of spirit thinking everywhere, right? In skyscrapers, university ivory towers, and church steeples. They all point up. They all represent our skyward thinking, our ambition, our vision for success. But there's a real danger here. You can get so high up in that tower that you completely lose connection to the ground, to your soul.
But soul, well, you don't find soul in a skyscraper. You find it in the ordinary.
It's in your family history, your neighborhood, that quiet moment with someone you love. A healthy work life, a healthy life period, it needs both. It needs that high-flying vision of spirit and the deep, nourishing roots of soul. Okay, so we've dug into our own messy history. We've started listening to that inner guide, and we're trying to balance these two big forces of soul and spirit. So what's the end game here? What does all this create? Well, we become a work of art.
The alchemist had this absolutely beautiful image for this final stage, the cauda pavonis, or the peacock's tail. Just picture it, all these incredible, vibrant colors appearing after all the other stages. It means your work isn't just your job. It's your family, your community, your passions, your art, all those colorful feathers coming together to create the single, magnificent opus that is you.
But what if you feel like you've made a ton of mistakes along the way? Well, this quote from Carl Jung is for you. It's basically giving us permission to be imperfect. Those mistakes, the wrong turns, all the messy parts, they aren't detours from the path. They are the path. A complete, beautiful life actually requires them.
So at the end of the day, this whole journey isn't about finding the perfect job. It's about creating a life that feels whole, authentic, and uniquely yours. It's about seeing every single piece of your story, the brilliant parts, the dark parts, the chaotic parts, as the essential raw material for your greatest creation. So the only question left is, what piece are you ready to pick up first?